welcome back to another video from Proposito Mouse, and today we're going to be doing cosine rule. So this is slightly different to sine rule as the way the triangle set up is slightly different, so let's jump right into it. So let's start by labelling the sides. So this is the big A. We know that the side opposite to the big A must be the little a, and these B's and C's are interchangeable. But it's very important for when doing cosine, when trying to calculate angles, that the side opposite the angle is always the little a. Always is. The B and C are interchangeable. Okay, so let's write out our equation first. So let's just substitute in the numbers. 5.2 squared plus 7.6 squared minus 2 lots of 7.6 multiplied by 5.2, and then we know that that times the cosine of 52 is equal to a squared. Okay, so let's put that into our calculator. So here we get 36.138. So now we know that that is the answer for cosine for a squared. However, we want a on its own, so we're going to have to get that answer and square root it. And that will give us 6.01. And that's all we need to do. So now that we have that, we know our unknown side, and that's it. So let's try another example. Okay, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so let's start by writing out the equation again. So let's start by labelling our sides. So remember, the side opposite the angle is little a, this side is the big A and B and C are interchangeable. B and C. So now let's start by writing out this equation. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC times cosine A, or cosine of X in this situation. And now, okay, seeing as we're trying to work out the angle, we want to get the cosine by itself. So let's start by adding 2BC times cosine X to both sides. So we know now that A squared plus 2BC times cosine X is equal to B squared and plus C squared. So now we have to get rid of the A squared, so we just minus A squared from both sides. So we take away A squared, and the only thing left to do is get rid of the 2BC, and we can just divide. So we divide both sides by 2BC to get this. Cosine X is equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2BC. And now we just need to pop that into our calculator. So here we have 0.8571428571. And now to get rid of the cosine, because we're only working out cosine A, we do cosine to the minus 1 or shift cosine and of our answer, and that gives us 31.002. So now as we're rounding up 2 decimal places, that's only 31, and that is our answer. So we know that this angle here is 31 degrees. Okay, let's have a go at another one. Okay, pause the video and have a go. So let's start out by writing out the equation we had in the last question. So cosine of big A, and we know that that is equal to B squared minus C squared minus plus C squared minus A squared, and we know that that is then divided by 2 lots of BC. Okay, so now let's label our sides. So we know that this has to be smaller because it's opposite the angle, and then B and C are interchangeable, but let's just write them like this, for example. All we now need to do is put that into our calculator, and that gives us 0.913. Now all we need to do, because we're getting the cosine of A, is just do shift cosine or cosine to the minus 1 of our answer, and that will give us 24.038. Rounding up to 2 decimal places is 24.04. And that is all we need to do. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button and comment down below for anything other types of maths videos or science videos that you would like me to do in the future.